Good morning, all. As we gather here today for this special occasion, let us raise our hearts in prayer for knowledge to guide us and strength to share. We request Srinidhi from final year ECE to grace us with a prayer song. I request everyone to rise for the prayer song.
கருவாக்கி உருவாக்கி எனையாண்டு காத்தருளும் இறைவா நன்றி. எங்கும் நிறைந்தோனே எல்லையில்லாதானே எங்கேயும் எப்போதும் என் குலம் காப்பவனே. நெஞ்சம் துணிய துணையாய் வருவாய், நேர்மறை உணர்வுகள் பெருகிடச் செய்வாய். உடலில் உறுதியை பெரிதாய் தருவாய், உனை உணரும் அறிவை என்னுள் அருள்வாய். சுற்றமனைத்தும் காப்பவனே, செய் தொழிலில் ஏற்றம் தருபவனே, எடுத்த செயலில் வெற்றி கொடு, என் ஆற்றல் பெருகிட அருளை கொடு. கருவாக்கி உருவாக்கி எனையாண்டு காத்தருளும் இறைவா நன்றி.
Thank you, Srinidhi. It is with great pleasure that we welcome you all to the 3-day faculty development program on Generative AI application in signal and image processing. In today's rapidly evolving technological landscape, artificial intelligence, particularly generative AI, is transforming the way we process and interpret signals and images. This FDP aims to equip faculty members and researchers with cutting-edge knowledge, hands-on experience, and innovative techniques in this dynamic field. Over the next 3 days, we have an exciting lineup of expert sessions, interactive discussions, and practical demonstrations led by distinguished speakers. This will be an excellent opportunity to deepen our understanding, explore real-world applications, and collaborate towards advancements in AI-driven signal and image processing. We sincerely appreciate your participation and enthusiasm. Let us make the most of this enriching learning experience together. Now, we request Mr. V. Gurunathan, Assistant Professor, Senior Scale, Department of ECE, to welcome the gathering.
Good morning, one and all. Respected dignitaries, Principal Sir, our eminent speaker Mohan Sir, Associate Dean SR and HOD ECE, and faculty members, and all the participants. Welcome you all for this 3 days faculty development program. On behalf of ECE, it's my honor and privilege to welcome you all for this event. So, as introduced, so this FDP is designed to equip the faculty and researchers with the era of artificial intelligence, especially generative AI. So first, I extend my sincere gratitude to the admin team for their motivation and invaluable support, and ISTE-MCET chapter for their sponsorship, and our speakers, resource persons, for taking time to share their knowledge in the field of AI, and organizing committee members, and of course, all the participants who have joined for this FDP. I'm confident that this FDP will be a fruitful learning experience for all of us. So let's engage, collaborate, and explore new dimensions of generative AI together. So once again, I welcome you all for this 3 days FDP. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. A leader is the one who knows the way, goes the way, and shows the way. Now, we request Dr. V.K. Sudha, Professor, Head of the Department ECE, to address the gathering.
Good morning. If I would like to ask a question, that which technology recently launched impressed you a lot, what would be your answer? of course, computer science people, being generative AI, FDP, they would immediately say, it is prompt engineering. It need not be generative AI. It can be some other answer, like I was very much impressed by Tesla's reusable rockets or Russia's anti-drug launch, cancer anti-drug launch. It can be anything, okay? So, any answers from PG students? Which technology impressed you a lot in the recent times? ChatGPT. Okay. Okay. Any other answer? Gen AI. Yeah, of course, everyone will come up with this answer, generative AI, because I think this was launched, ChatGPT was launched in the year 2022, by November end, I think. When it was launched, really, till now, it is it is a very good. I'm wondering how these people were able to make the machine digest so many data with so much of GPUs and trillions of dollars being spent on that. It is amazing, isn't it? Isn't it or not? So I was really, I had 1 hour or I think 1 to 2 hours of discussion with my brother who is working in Tesla. I was not aware. I think many of us were not aware until ChatGPT was launched on that day. We couldn't, see, it's answering everything. The puzzles that you give, the complicated, immediately I went and gave something very complex puzzles, which is very difficult for us to solve. It solved like anything, okay? So we thought, we, the faculty of ECE, thought we always embrace new technologies coming in. In the past, we have arranged many FDPs, like we started from machine learning, deep learning, then we went into quantum. Now it's high time that we would like to explore in generative AI. So that's why this FDP, okay? So a small statistics, like how many people are using this generative AI. I just Googled it before coming to this FDP's inauguration. I saw 75% of knowledge workers, okay? Knowledge workers are using this generative AI tools, it seems. But of course, now it would slowly it will reach 100%, am I right? And all the users, mostly 65% of ChatGPT users are Gen Z, okay? So which means we are also, the rest 35 only we are. Okay, this was the statistics that I saw in Google. That data also I got it from ChatGPT only, actually. Okay, so it is very much impressive technology. So we thought that we should really explore it as a teaching community, because conventionally 10 years before we were teaching coding, we were teaching all the contents, but now students says, okay, yeah, chale, I will go and see there. That tool is teaching better. So which means that teaching fraternity are at a position that we should understand the technology more and we should be abreast of these things, okay? So which means that though there is a technology called generative AI and all those things, teachers should be ahead. Now it's a challenge for us. Like we should gain more knowledge, we should be more interesting than these AIs. Am I right, or ma'am? Because that is our worry now. I think students will agree with me. Am I right? Whether the teacher teaches or not, they're ready with the tool. They will learn from that. And we are now in a competition that we will do much better than them. Okay? So with that idea only, we are launching this FDP. The learning mode is on. Okay? I hope everyone should have a good learning in the next 3 days. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. A single step today paves the way for 1,000-mile adventure tomorrow. Now, we request Dr. R. Sudhagar, Associate Dean, Student Research, to address the gathering.
So, good morning. So, it is indeed a pleasure for me to come over here for this 3 days FTP. So, beloved principal and beloved chief guest of today's session, Mr. Morgan, and the HOD ECE, Dr. V.K. Sudha, and my dear faculty members of ECE, as well as the participants from other colleges, as well as student friends. So I think Madam has highlighted what is the recent invention that took place. I think recently DeepSeek, I think it has revolutionized everything, right? So normally ChatGPT, rather faculty members are using and almost students are using for going for coding as well as other aspects, even for writing assignments. People are using ChatGPT. Even whenever question bank is given to you, I think probably what they are using ChatGPT for getting the answers. Even faculty members on one side, I think the other side will be from the student community. I think this program, this FDP, we planned almost 2 or 3 months before. Because of hectic activities, you could not able to make it up right in the right time. And also after the long set of discussions, I think we could able to make this 3 days program. Definitely it will be useful. Many of the speakers are from eminent institutions like IIT Pollachi, as well as some of the professors will be coming through online. So definitely you can able to take away as much, particularly from this 3 days FDP program. And moreover, from ECE, even though Gen AI, I think computer science or IT can do, but our objective is not only to teach generative AI alone. And what is its intricacies as well as application towards signal and image processing. Signal and image processing will be the takers, particularly from the ECE. So how we can use generative AI, particularly for signal processing as well as image processing application. Many of the signal processing applications as well as image processing applications are nowadays they are using generative AI. So we started with respect to AI, then slowly people are moving into Gen AI and even DeepSeek and many of the things have come. But even then, I think even our students are knowing at least the faculty members should be equipped, right? So at least they should be in one level ahead. Because of the reason, I think we have organized this program from the Department of ECE. And I could able to see many of the student friends are also available because my role particularly here will be how the students are doing projects, particularly in terms of using new tools. I think MCA, a couple of students are available. From ECE also, a few students are there. And I expect the other department students, particularly from AI, computer science, as well as IT. I think because, so whenever if you are going for attending a program outside, instead we are hosting this event, particularly in our institution itself. I think probably if our students are free from computer science, AIDS and IT, you can also spare the students so that they can get the knowledge, particularly from this institution itself. So with this close note, I thank you very much for this event. I wish the coordinators from ECE to have a grand success for this entire program. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Great leadership is defined by the courage to serve and the vision to uplift others. Now, we request Dr. P. Govindaswamy, Principal, MCET, to address the gathering.
Distinguished guest of today's program, Dr. S.G. Mohan, NMIT Bangalore. My colleagues, Dr. Sudhakar, Dean Students Research, and Dr. Sudha, Head of the Department Electronics and Communication Engineering, and faculty members of Electronics and Communication Engineering Department, and faculty members from various other departments, faculty members from other colleges, and participants through online. There are many will be connected. I don't know how many members. There will be many connected through online. And of course, students, friends, very pleasant morning to each and every one of you here. First of all, I would like to thank Dr. S.C. Mohan, NMIT Bangalore, and other dignitary speakers who all are going to discuss with you for having given their consent to be here with us today to participate, not only the participants, to come and having an interaction with you all on this fruitful event. Thank you very much for all the speakers, and I would like to thank Indian Society for Technical Education for their sponsoring content for conducting this 3-day faculty development program on generative AI. There is an applications in signal and image processing. I would like to appreciate ICE Department of MCET for taking this particular task in the right time and to bring it in a common forum where faculty members can get connected and to understand what it is going on and related to this topic. I think many of the points they have discussed, and I'm basically from mechanical. I think I may not be saying, I'm a person, I can say that we are going to use this AI tool or Gen AI tool to the applications of mechanical and civil engineering, or I can say heavy engineering, we can say it, civil and mechanical and electrical. And it's a time for heavy engineering people to understand this tool and how we are going to adapt or to learn this tool, to use this tool for to achieve what results and so on. And as far as image processing is concerned, when I was in head of the department automobile engineering, we had an opportunity to understand when we visited an industry called bimetal bearing, and when we had a discussion with them, and then we came to know that there is some area where the image processing task or knowledge is required to solve some problems. Then immediately we approached the ECE department, and the faculty members and the team, they supported, and we could solve it on very big problem emerging in that particular area. And of course, that similar kind of problems, they could solve it for Shakti Auto Components too, and they could get some, what you call, not only the revenue point of view, I think kind of knowledge that the faculty, when they take up some job from the industry and solve it, I think that excitement is something different, because you are going to give us solutions to the problem. Similar problem also is happening in industry when you go, and they know a complete thorough knowledge about how it is being used and so on. But in technical point of view, or how you are going to explain those things to the other people to educate, that they will be missing for industry side. And that's what we understood, this collaborating these two aspects. I think one project completed, and I think the department can take up similar kind of project. And of course now Gen AI tool can be used. Now I think Gen AI may not be the tool to solve the problem. I feel personally, in a mechanical engineering point of view, it's a partner for us to enhance my ability to support or to solve some industry-oriented problems and other things. Now I think this Gen AI is very widely it is being used, because I read it from newspaper and many articles about Gen AI where the applications is being recognized. One area is like what do you call? We call it as healthcare. This is a very important area where Gen AI is requirement is very enormous. And next one is finance, of course, educational side, and last one is, and definitely these people are going to use it, is entertainment. In the entertainment area, and there are a lot of scope to utilize this Gen AI. That's what I understood by reading the newspapers and reading some articles and so on. And so regarding conducting this program is, while this is important, I think I expected many faculty and students from heavy engineering side also come and see like how the applications is being utilized and other things they should also learn. Let us think forward in coming future and to collaborate in taking it in a very lighter sense, teaching in a very fundamental way in order to understand even other people. I think that department like ECE can take up that job regularly, and we can have this kind of sessions among faculty members. This would be very useful. With this word, and I would like to congratulate all are presenting here, present yourself and connected through online. Wish you all the best and have a fruitful and interactive sessions ahead. Thank you very much for the opportunity.
Thank you, sir. The session will commence after a short break. Before that, I request everyone to join for a photo session.
we will have the resource person speaking after the food session. Okay. Sir is available with us, so we thought we'll take a photograph with him. Please join us.
whereas our Singham does it just with one instruction. So if you just convert, if you translate that into our Gen AI space, we have a lot to take it from that scene, a lot. If you look at that scene, who is giving the instruction? Who is giving the instruction? Radharavi gives the instruction. Right? He wants something to be done. So he is sitting in a place and he is asking either of them to do certain tasks. Comedian Vivek does only what he receives. Whereas the hero does more than what he receives as an instruction, because he knows what is the expectation from that instruction. Right? If I say two contexts here, one is giving the instructions and one is giving the prompt. So the instruction is an instruction, just like how our Vivek does, it just does what the instruction is given. I could say that any part of the code programming that you do is an instruction. But the prompt is what we are giving it to persons like Surya. We give the prompt, and it does more than what is supposed to be done as just an instruction. There's a difference. If you take 20 years back, when we first started using 25 years back, the button phones, the mobile phones, it was very expensive. Incoming calls were also charged. Right? It was an option. Whether to use a mobile phone or not, it was an option. But about 10 years back, there was no option. Everyone must use the phone, the mobile phone, not the smartphone, the mobile phone. And then post-COVID, the scenario has been completely changed. You have to use the smartphone as a smartphone, not just the phone. Correct? Many people buy very expensive phones just to receive calls and make calls. But the purpose of smartphone is not that. Do everyday task in your handheld device. That's a smartphone. Now everyone does it. Right? In the same campus, I'm sure Madam knows or Sir also knows, we used to restrict the students not to bring the phones. Now I want my students to bring the phones in my class, because I give a lot of activities. Probably I also will ask you to do activities through your mobile phones. You must do the activities in the classroom using your handheld device. I don't want students to use it for some other purpose, but then even the attendance I take in my class using the mobile phone only. I don't call the names. I just display a QR code, the student takes the QR code and then that's it. In less than 30 seconds, I'm done with the attendance. So now we want the students to be using the mobile phones in the class. No excuse. The same way, what is happening now is that you should know how to use the Gen AI tools. And the pace at which it is being developed, it's been deployed, it's been coming to the use, is no way closer to the previous technologies that we have come through in the last 2 decades. We had enough time to explore, wait for it to come and adapt. But now, the pace at which the Gen AI tools are being introduced for the regular use, everyday's use, is unimaginable. You can't resist. I still remember one of my colleagues about 2 decades back, when the flash drives were introduced, he was reluctant to buy a pen drive which is in size of MBs. He said, let me wait for 1 giga. He waited for like 2 years to get one giga USB drive. More than 2 years. By the time people started using 4 gig, 8 gig and all. Then he had enough time to wait for it. But now you cannot say, no, let me start using the Gen AI tools after 1 year or 2 years. You'll be outdated. What will happen to your parents, our grandparents, when the smartphones came into existence, might happen to us if we don't adapt to the Gen AI tools. So Gen AI tools are not just like your mobile phones and then start exploring. You must know how to use those tools. To use those tools, what is important is you must know how to get the jobs done. Okay, it's something like a beautiful, full-fledged music piano is in front of you. Only thing is you have to compose music. So to compose the music, you need to be a person like Ilayaraja or A.R. Rahman. You need to have that knowledge. Now that knowledge is also imparted into Gen AI. Only thing is you should know how A.R. Rahman would have thought about this particular song when he composed. You should come from that thought and extract the work from these applications. And you won't believe, I have generated some of my own avatars using the Gen AI tools, which speaks any language. I'll show you some glimpse of it. I have a YouTube channel in which I have just posted a couple of videos. I have generated my own avatar, and it speaks Korean. It speaks any language that I give. Doesn't matter. And you won't believe, the lip sync and the voice was so natural that nobody could say that this is artificially generated, unless they know that I can't speak Korean. Right? So, with that, I'll just get into the content for the day. Right, so what's my background in Gen AI? Is that I'm basically a person who likes the latest technologies, tools, and then I keep exploring it. But my baseline is computer vision, image processing, graphics, augmented reality, meta. So that's my baseline. But then when the Gen AI space came, you cannot resist that, I'm not into Gen AI. You have to adapt it and check how you can use that in all your domains. So we have been working on it. A few of my students are working actively on these tools. We have locally deployed some of the large language models in our campus using the NVIDIA RTX machines, RTX machines. We have been using it for some purpose, for some of the RAG purpose, and we have the scope to adapt it to multiple applications. One of the applications that we have been exploring is how to use that for the real-time traffic monitoring. So we have an active project which we are working with Bangalore Traffic Police. We are trying to give one AI-based solutions. For that, we need a lot of data that we have collected, and then we have been working on it. Basically, it's a computer vision problem, but we try to use the AI models to give much simpler and effective solutions. You know that Bangalore traffic is one of the well-known chaotic problem that no one could solve it. Right. Let's understand core about the prompts. Okay. Right, so interestingly, I wanted to just compare the prompts with prayers. So what is a comparison or relevance between the prompts and prayers? I hope all of you do prayers, right? You pray to God. What is your prayer today? Anyone? Simple prayer? Anyone? This day should be a good day. Very good. Anyone? I just want to hear some prayers. But if it is too confidential, you don't have to tell me. Anyone? Okay. Madam is worried about today's program. Ma'am, definitely it will go well with all your hard work. Any other prayers? I just want to find out something interesting. Anyone? Sorry? Guys? You don't pray? Okay, so you should have the courage to face all the problems. Good, then. What I'm trying to, I'm expecting you to say is an anti-prayer, a negative prayer. அப்பா இன்னைக்கு அவன் முகத்தில் முழிக்கவே கூடாது, ரைட்? இது மட்டும் இன்னைக்கு நடக்கக்கூடாது. This should not happen to me today. Is there anyone praying like that? Seriously? You don't put that negation? No, not. Really? Then all of you are good, positive minded. So when we pray, we ask what we want, right? And that's actually the positive way. I wanted to just say here that all of you are positive, that's good. So that is the prompt. You are asking what you want. You are not saying that I don't want this. Right? You don't want this means it's already not there. Why are you inviting it again? So that negative prayer is not what we want. We want only the positive prayers. Look at the prompt versus spouse. Before that, if you look at the fonts are too small, by the way, sorry for that. I'll read some of them, very interesting. See, the first column is the aspect of your purpose. The second column is prompt engineering. Third one is the prayer. Let me say I have intention and clarity, which is the third point. Prompt engineering says clear and specific prompts yield better responses from the large language models. The prayers, clear and heartfelt expressions are believed to be more effective in communicating one's needs or gratitude. So you need to have a clear thought. This is what I want, right? This is what I want. Sometimes we go to the temple, we only look at the priest because he may be hiding the god. So what you have to do? You have to wait for him to move. He will not move. So otherwise, somebody will be pushing you. This all happens to me when I go to the temple. I lose ultimately the divine of going close to the god and then getting the darshan or whatever. Sometimes I come with all agani, angry on the people. Right? I always say, don't push from the back. Right? Someone keep pushing you. Someone keep pulling you. Right? Something happens there. But then if you have a clear thought, that's what we want for the prompt also. If you don't know what is supposed to be done, what is supposed to be extracted from the large language models, better don't put any prompt. It will actually confuse you. Okay, so that's what is called as hallucination. Hallucination is something that it comes out of your poor prompt. Always the LLM gives you some results, not like the God. Sometimes God will not give you any outcome, right? But LLM gives you the outcome. You do not know whether it is correct or wrong. So that's called hallucination. The next one is very interesting comparison, prompt versus spouses. Okay, so those who are married, including myself, knows how to get the works done by the spouse. Right? So when you compare the prompts with the spouse, we have some interesting aspects and the outcomes. Look at this here. The same intention and clarity. Again, it yields you better responses. But on the spouse side, talking to your spouse, it gives you clear, sincere communication that prevents misunderstanding. Those who are married, please raise your hands. How many times you clearly communicate what you want your spouse? Sir will agree that we are always clear. Men are always clear. But on the other side, they will say, we are also clear. But what happens is the communication is always wrong. The interpretation is always wrong. We end up in misunderstanding, misinterpreting, and then obviously it ends up in all chaos. Look at the fun fact, the last one. You can save and reuse good prompts. Here, compliments, humor, and small acts of kindness can be reused to keep the relationship vibrant. What is supposed to be reused with the spouses? Anyone? What is supposed to be reused? Sorry. Right? Sorry. It is my mistake. I will not repeat it. Just like the kid coming to the parent or mommy saying that no, I will not do it again, once again, sorry. Sorry will solve all the problem. So always keep that word sorry, which is reusable. Okay? So good prompts always can be reusable with the LLM. There are a lot of other factors. Okay? So again, when I have pulled all these results from the LLM, I used a lot of ChatGPT for this, by the way. Okay, to prepare this. So when I used it, I must appreciate the LLM that it was giving all good facts, not the negative things. Right? So if I look at all the ways of communicating with the spouse, you can see here nature of the respondent is emotionally driven with complex feelings and thoughts. That's true with respect to the spouses. Okay, whereas your LLM is very, very simple, straightforward. Whatever data you have fed, it is completely data driven and it is based on the patterns. Sometimes it also hallucinates. Spouse also hallucinates. Right? Imagination, thoughts. I know you would have done this. I know this is what is your intention is. Probably you would have never thought about it. Then we will think, oh, probably, yeah, I also can think of that way. Right? So the hallucination is possible in both sides. But an LLM does more. Okay? Unless it has enough data, it will not hallucinate. Right, so just to set the context, I have used those two slides. Then we have a lot of additional notes on the prompt engineering. So the feedback loop is one of the things that you need to understand. In the prompt engineering, the LLM might give you feedback on your input, helping you refine your prompts. Which means you get partial results and you can refine it. Okay, you can go on multiple shots to get your results better. Talking to your spouse might give you feedback on your communication style, helping you refine your approach. Sometimes directly, sometimes subtly. But I would say many times subtly. Okay? So you need to know that understanding is over a period of time you'll get to know. And then you have creativity in terms of prompt engineering. Creative prompts can lead to creative outputs from the LLM. Whereas on the other side, creative conversations can lead to deeper connections and fun moments. That's when you can break all the ice, break all the barriers. You need to have that fun moment. Right? The patience is required. For the prompt engineering, it may need to try multiple prompts to get the desired result. But I'm sure once you learn the art of giving the prompts, you will definitely get the answers. Okay? Once, twice, thrice. I'm sure 4 to 5 times maximum you'll get what you want. Talking to your spouse again, patience is a key to understanding and being understood, especially in tricky conversations. Sometimes you do not have a second chance. Correct? So when we say salt is too much, there is no second chance. After eating, you cannot say, no, salt is okay. There is no second chance. Correct? End result, prompt engineering, a well-crafted prompt can produce impressive results from the LLM, whereas the other side, communication, a well-handled conversation can strengthen the relationship and lead to a happy spouse, which often means a happy life. Right? I have a few principles, again about 26 principles for the prompt engineering. If you follow these all principles, it's like a Bible. You go through these principles, and whenever you are giving your prompt, ensure that you follow any one of them or multiples of them. Right, we'll go quickly one by one and just make a note of it because I may run, I don't know if this is going to connect, I may run a small quiz at the end of these slides. You can use your mobile devices to connect to internet and then give your answers, and this is going to be live and dynamic. Okay, so the principle number 1 says no need for politeness. Where are we polite? When we do the prayer, we are polite. Okay, we have to remove the shoes, bow, right? With all the sincerity, you have to do the prayer. But what about with the spouse? Sometimes you are out of anger, but not always. Correct? There also you need to be very polite. But prompt is better to handle. LLMs are better to handle because you can go as you wish. You don't have to be polite. Okay? So look at this here. You can actually forget the word called thank you, sorry, or whatever. Only with respect to LLM, not with respect to the spouses, by the way. So avoid these words like please, thank you, I would like to, or whatever it is. Get straight to the point for efficiency. The prompt can be summarize the following text. Straight to the instruction. Okay? So your LLM is not your spouse, LLM is not your kid, LLM is not your boss. LLM is, after all, your assistant. Okay? But don't abuse. Doesn't mean that you can abuse, right? So don't do that. Second principle is integrate intended audience. Specify the audience, for example, experts in the field. You can tailor the prompt accordingly. For example, write a summary of this article for high school students. So when I write an email, for example, I'm writing to a group of my management people, then I always say that rewrite this email with proper respectful words, politeness, but do not change the meaning of it. I'm writing to my boss. So my LLM gives me a refined email with all those proper wordings, connectors, all those things that addresses to the boss. Principle number 3, break down complex tasks. So divide the complex tasks into simpler sequential prompts. You don't have to give a very long essay type of prompt. To facilitate interactive conversation, example is, look at the words. First, list the main points of the article. Then, explain each point in one sentence. So you can have that kind of breakdown into simple tasks. Sometimes you can connect the words. So the prompt, your LLM will be clear in giving you the outcomes. That's a principle number 3. Four is use the affirmative directives. So use the directives such as do. Avoid the negative language like don't. This is what I said. It is just straight to your positive prayers. Okay? So sometimes we say, you give only this to me, not to the other guy. Is it not? The prayer we do it, right? You give me only good things to me, bad things to the other guy. Or don't give good things to the other guy. Right? So don't use that in the LLM also. We don't want that don't. Create a bulleted list of key arguments in the essay. That's your clear instruction of what is expected from your LLM. Principle 5, use clear explanatory prompts. Utilize the specific explanatory prompts. The example is, describe the primary theme of the story in 2 sentences. Okay? So last week, a couple of movies were released. I don't know what is the review. So I just go to the prompt. If my LLM has learned the review from the internet sources, right? All LLMs won't learn the latest, content from the website. If I want to know any story, which in just 2 lines, 2 sentences, I can do such prompts. Number 6, add incentive phrases. So something like this: please summarize the chapter. This will help others understand the main points quickly. That's an incentive. What is the purpose of this? Right? So there is something like incorporating incentive phrases such as, I'm going to tip so much of dollar for a better solution. can significantly motivate and engage participants, resulting in higher quality and diverse response to prompts. Number 7 is that implement example-driven prompting. This is very much useful in everyday's task. So that's called few shot prompting. Let me explain you what is the meaning of the shot. If it is a 0 shot, I just do it in just one shot. In the sense, the machine has not learned anything. The moment I ask, it gives me the result. That's called 0 shot. How many of you use Meta in your WhatsApp to generate the greetings for your anything, New Year, Pongal? How many of you have generated last Pongal? You do it. Anyone? Your Meta, WhatsApp Meta. Not done? Seriously? None of you? You did it? Yeah. So, since last few, from the day it is introduced, we give a prompt for Diwali, Pongal, New Year. I used to generate instantly a few images from the Meta AI. It gives me beautiful images according to my prompt. But the only problem is the text. Embedding the text onto the image, it gives some kind of jumbled words. So sometimes it comes well, sometimes it is not. So you have to do slight modification, adding some text on top of that. But it gives very good, creative, as you wish. Right? Sometimes I say, give me a photorealistic greeting card which has a pot, couple of sugar cane, a small cow, in the entire image structure for Pongal greetings. It generates. Okay? So, you can, that's actually the few shot. First time I generate one, I'm not happy. Again I give another prompt, refining the prompt. I give another one, still I'm not satisfied. I give one more. So I go for 1 shot, 2 shot, 3 shots. So I keep going on and on. So the machine learns from your prompt and from the previous result and gives you the better results. That's few shot prompting. So model is provided with a limited number of examples here that can enhance the model's effectiveness in generating accurate and relevant responses based on the given prompts. So here's an example summary. The book explores themes of friendship and courage. Now summarize this article in a similar manner. So similar manner means we have already given an example. From this example, the machine will learn and then generate the output according to what you have provided as a sample or an example. Principle 8 is format with clear sections. So here we give some instruction like this. Starting with the clear instruction is essential for guiding the model's responses and ensuring clarity in the expected output. Some of the example here. Utilizing clear sections such as example or question when relevant aids in structuring the prompt and guiding the model's understanding of the task. Separate sections clearly. How? You can segment the instructions, examples, questions, context, and input data with line breaks. That promotes better comprehension and organization, enhancing the model's response accuracy. So look at the prompt. Write a summary of the report. Use headings like introduction, main points, and conclusion. So your entire summary will be into these sections. Okay, so that itself divides this into multiple sections. Right, principle 9, incorporate directive phrases. So what is the impact of directive phrases in your prompt? The phrases such as your task is and you must play a vital role in directing the model's attention to specific requirements, ensuring the generation of precise and targeted responses. Look at this here. Explain the significance of the research findings. So you are directing it to come out with the results. The next one is include penalty phrases. Right, so we do have penalties, right? Suppose if you don't do this, what is the penalty? We tell it to our students, if you don't complete it on time, you lose 10 marks, you lose 5 marks. That's a penalty. Can we add that in the phrase? So you will be penalized, you can use the word, reinforces the importance of accuracy and adherence to task requirements. Probably we can avoid the hallucination if you use such words, thereby influencing the quality and precision of responses. Look at the example here. Write a concise summary of the document. Do not include any unnecessary details. Do not include. Okay? So that's what it means. Unnecessary means don't bring all the extra contents. I want to be very precise, very concise. So don't bring anything unnecessary. 11 is use natural language directives. By the way, the prompt engineering is directly from the natural languages. Okay? So most of the LLMs do support multiple languages, and particularly the Google supports, Gemini supports multiple languages, multiple Indian languages. So I know that all of you use Gemini in your mobile phone, right? How many of you do Gemini live? If you go to Gemini, there is a last icon at the bottom which is called live. Just click on it and keep interacting. It's a live interaction, a live conversation. So if I go with Gemini now, I can open it and I put a live interaction now. How is the weather today in Coimbatore?
In Coimbatore, it'll be mostly sunny with a high of 34 and a low of 21. Currently it's 32 and mostly sunny.
Do you recommend a sunscreen when I go outside?
Definitely. The sun's pretty strong in Coimbatore, so sunscreen's a must whenever you head outside, even if it's just for a quick errand. Look for one that's broad spectrum. That means it'll protect you from both UVA and UVB rays. You'll also want to find an SPF.
All right. It's enough. I have a UF. Do you recommend a sunglass?
Yes, sunglasses are definitely recommended if you have cataracts. They help protect your eyes from harmful UV rays, which can make existing cataracts worse.
All right.
Plus,
Stop. Enough. Can you give me the route to reach Mahalingam College of Engineering from Coimbatore? How long will it take?
To get from Coimbatore to Mahalingam College of Engineering, you'll want to take Avinashi Road. It's about a 20-minute drive. Depending on traffic, the college is right on the road, so you can't miss it.
Thank you.
Anytime. Let me know if you need anything else.
So that's live. Okay, it's like as if you are interacting with a person in front of you. Okay. This also can be used for translation. I'll tell you what is a difficulty I had when I was outside India, particularly when people do not speak English. Right? I go to a bank where some of the employees speak only Arabic. Some of them, not all of them, some of them. So when I go there, they speak in Arabic. I don't understand Arabic. I speak only English. So I had, luckily, the Google Translate at that time. So what I do is I open the Google Translate, I type my query in English and then translate it into Arabic and then show it to him. Right? And then he also will type in Arabic. For that, I need to have Arabic keyboard. Okay, so I need to have an installation of Arabic keyboard before going there. And then later we started using the Translate the voice, Google Translate voice. Right? So when you have devices like this, it's really useful. But with the Gen AI tools like the Gemini Live, translation on the spot. Okay, it's like an interaction. It's possible. Not only that, and you go anywhere, you get stuck. You want to know what is there in front of you, how to go ahead. For example, in an airport where there is no English being displayed, you don't know where to go, how to go. You can just show the way and then you can keep walking. Right? So that's actually the natural language. What we are doing with the computers, with the program, is not natural language. They are programming language, high-level languages. So you need to know how to code. That's why the developers, the coders have become so popular, right? Those who understand the logics can write the code. But now for the natural language, you need to have only one skill: how to develop the prompt out of the natural language. If you know how to develop your skills to extract the work out of the natural language from the Gen AI tools, then you are living in the present. Otherwise, you will be lagging behind others. You will be just no need to be a tech savvy person. Just like how people started using the smartphone, the same way you should know how to use the Gen AI tools to be in the present. Otherwise, you'll only see others using Gen AI tools and you will think that you are becoming illiterate. Okay? So you don't have to again install some hi-fi tools, pay some $20, $30 per month to use it. You should know how to use these basic tools in order to survive every day. Right? So that natural language directives are part of your prompt, so use that. Utilizing the natural language directives such as answer a question given in a natural human-like manner. This facilitates a more human-like response from the model, enhancing the overall quality and relevance of generated content. The prompt something like this: tell me what this article is about in simple terms. Okay, simple terms, which means it's going to give you the outcome in the way people interact. Use sequential thinking prompts. Use leading words like think step by step. First, identify the thesis of the paper, then list 3 supporting arguments. Okay, so that's sequential thinking prompts. Extract what you want first and then keep going on to the next level of thoughts. We also call it as chain of thoughts. Okay, so chain of thoughts. Keep going on and on until you extract what you want. Ensure unbiased responses. Add phrases like ensure that your answer is unbiased and does not rely on stereotypes. Summarize the political article without showing any bias. Right? So probably you would have heard about some of the news that says that Google was biasing Trump's campaigning. So Google was under the limelight of Trump's administration. Right? There's a claim that Google is actually giving a false propaganda about the Trump administration. And the other way around, some media supports, some media goes against. So they are biased. So if you want to know unbiased results, go with a prompt like this. Encourage model to ask questions. Okay? So allow the model to ask for more information to provide precise details. You can put like this: if any part of the task is unclear, ask for clarification. So remember what I told you about the LLMs, the prompts. The prompts are given to assistants, right? To get the work from the assistants. Again, you can make an interaction. Sometimes it may not be possible with the spouses and the prayers. Right? God will not ask you what you want. Or God will not put you another question. Tell me precisely what exactly you want. Right? That all is only the stories. Your spouse also may not be interested in telling you further instructions. Only one instruction. You should understand, interpret, and then give the results. That's a different story altogether. But then here, you can actually make the prompt or the LLMs to get back to you if it needs clarifications. Okay? The principle 15 is use teaching and testing prompts. Use phrases like teach me the whatever it is and include a test at the end. It's possible. I do that in the class. I just go to the class, there's a topic, I just throw the topic to the ChatGPT. Ask the ChatGPT to give few brief bullet points on that, followed by 5 multiple choice questions. It gives me the questions. And I shoot the questions either through some other tools or through LMS which we have already. And then the quiz is immediately ready. Right? So something like explain the concept of photosynthesis and then quiz me on the key points. And then 16, assign roles to LLM. Yes, LLMs are assistants, but what kind of assistants you want? You can actually make some of the roles to LLM like this. You are an expert in artificial intelligence. You are a historian. Provide an overview of the events leading to World War II. You can say you are a politician. You can say you are a research student. You are a professor. Professor in computer science. Professor in artificial intelligence. Now teach me these topics. Right? In fact, when we develop the curriculum, we make the LLMs to think as a curriculum designer. I used to write many times, okay, now you are a professor preparing a question paper for my senior students in the Bachelor of Engineering in Computer Science. Give me 5 analytical questions which are at the Bloom's level 4. It gives me beautiful questions. Sometimes I throw the topic, I throw the content, and I ask the LLM to give me the questions from that content in whatever level I want with a proper question phrase. And we also have to meet all the requirements of our quality process. Like the questions should be in Bloom's level 2, 3, 4 with the course outcomes of this we have to meet. You can put all those things in the prompt itself. Yes, ma'am. Mm-hmm. No, definitely not. At least until you cross the free access. Sometimes you will have in terms of the tokens, sometimes you will have in terms of the number of prompts, number of characters in the outcome. But otherwise, the results are not biased just because you are pro or normal user. No. Yeah, that is there. Obviously, that's there. Yes, exactly. Yeah, in the pro version, sometimes the attachment of files, generating files out of the results, more refined contents, all of them are possible in the pro version. Sometimes it may not be possible in the normal versions. I am not sure whether you are using the Copilot, Microsoft Copilot. If you have already the Microsoft license for the education purpose, then you can use the Copilot. Copilot is now integrated into all the education license. It's actually the enterprise edition, so you can directly integrate that with your all Office packages. It's working. Yeah. No, actually there are models, probably you know that. The 4XO mini, so that is there actually. The versions are there. The pro version will use the latest model. Otherwise it will use little bit old models. The mini and other things, it will not have so many tokens. So there is a difference, but not in terms of the results. Whatever is possible within that model limits, it will definitely generate. I would recommend, in case if you have high performance computer here, a GPU, at least the 30 series, if you have 4 series, 40 series, it's good. You can deploy one LLM, particularly models like Llama 3.2. It gives you wonderful results. But you need to have NVIDIA enabled, CUDA enabled systems in which you can deploy locally and then use it in the entire campus without any issues of licenses. Yeah. Uh, 17 is use delimiters. Employ delimiters to structure prompts clearly. Like this, wherever the colon, semicolons, double quotes, all of them you can use. Summarize the following text, colon. The text says, the quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. And then 18 is repeat important words or phrases. You can repeat it, not a problem. LLM won't mind. Clearly state the main idea of the article. Once again, clearly state any supporting details. You can repeat that, not a problem, okay? Combine the chain of thoughts with few short prompts. Use a chain of thoughts reasoning with few short examples like this. Here is a step-by-step breakdown of a process. Explain each step clearly. Okay, so you are giving some step-by-step breakdown of whatever you have, and then you are asking the LLM to give each step clearly. Use output primers. Right, so end your prompt with the beginning of the desired output, something like this. Start your summary with the sentence. The main point of the text is ... which means your result will start with this sentence. So it has to start with that output primer. You are directing it to start from that. Sometimes, when you write some essays, you cannot miss some of the starting sentences. You cannot miss some of the words. So you can use that in your prompt itself so that the LLM can produce results based on that. Request detailed texts. So ask for the detailed text with phrases like write a detailed, whether it is essay, text or paragraph on so and so topic. So, for example, write a detailed summary of the novel, including all major plot points. Revise text without changing the style. The prompt like revise every paragraph sent by users, only improve grammar and vocabulary. This is very essential. For example, you are writing an email to the students. Or for example, a circular being sent to the students. We frame a circular with standard some, texts. Now, if I give it to the ChatGPT asking it to frame the circular, it will give more professional long circular. Right? Sometimes you can use like this. Revise a circular with more clarity, but maintain the original tone. The circulars will be more instructive, more formal, kind of a commanding one. Right? It cannot be a request. There's a difference, right? When a student writes to the principal, he cannot write it, hey principal, come on, I came to your office, you are not there. Let me know when you are available, I want to just come and meet you. That's a different tone altogether, right? So when a student writes to the principal, there is always a tone, a request tone. No problem, you can write it like this to the LLM, you write it. Hey principal, I want to meet you when are available. Now you give a prompt, rewrite this with a tone of requisition, with a tone of humbleness and professional wording, as a student is writing to the college principal. It will rewrite everything. Right? So that's very important, the tone. Handle complex coding prompts. For coding that spans multiple files, prompt the model to generate scripts to create or modify files. So write a Python function to calculate the factorial of a number, including comments to explain each step. So I'm sure all of you know coding, right? The students, Python coding, C programming. Somewhere you are writing coding, right? How many of you include comments in your code? Comment. Do you? Do you give comments? Seriously? What for you are using the comments? That's all. The user identification. Just to know who is the user of this code. When you have written the date, that's it. Maybe the title of the program. That's it. But beyond that, whenever there's a complex looping structure or logic, we fail to write the comments. Right? When I was in Infosys, there is an Infosys quality. We used to say like this to the trainees, since I was in the training in Mysore. for every 10 lines of coding, 3 lines must be comments. Every 10 lines, there must be 3 lines of comments. That's a coding standard that Infosys follows. You cannot give naming like int ABC, int XYZ. You have to give the name of the variables appropriately. Okay, so that's a coding standard. If you do not know how to code with these standards, you code with your own standard. Now you give the code to your LLM, ask it to rewrite the code according to a specific standard. You mentioned these are all the standards, rewrite my code accordingly, add necessary comments wherever it is possible. That's it, you're done. Okay? Principle number 24, continue texts using specific words. So initiate or continue text using specific words, phrases or sentences, something like this. Continue the story using the words mystery, adventure and discovery. Okay, so you specify the words, what is supposed to be used inside. Clearly state requirements. Specify requirements that model must follow in the form of keywords, regulations, hints or instructions. Provide a summary of the book in no more than 200 words. We do that actually many times when we have a research article. We push that into some of the websites like the SciSpace or PaperPal, and then we ask summary of 200 words in a way that we understand easily. Principle number 26, mimic provided samples. To write text similar to a provided sample, use instructions like please use, again, we are not supposed to please it, right? That is a principle number 1. So you don't have to request it. Use the same language based on the provided paragraph. So here is a sample review. This product exceeded my expectations. Now write a review for this item in a similar style. That's why you will see that a lot of Amazon reviews have a lot of AI contents now. You do not know whether it is actually a real review or it is an exaggerated review. Okay, writing a review is very easy now. Just go there, write few words into the prompt, ask, give a positive comment about this product in not more than 100 words. Your AI will give beautiful review comments. Copy paste, that's it, you're done. Right, so I have given you a few links, probably I will share this later. Some of the models are given here, like Midjourney, Polygamma, Gemma 2.9. So all of them are vision based. You can actually give the prompt on an image. Okay, not just the text prompt. Prompt is text, but on an image. For example, I have an image of a traffic junction. Now I can prompt it asking, can you count the number of auto rickshaws in the scene? It will give me the number of count of the auto rickshaws in the scene. Right? It's a zero shot classification or zero shot object identification. Right? So there are some additional resources. So there is actually if you go to Google Cloud, you have a beautiful article about the prompt engineering, and even OpenAI has the prompt engineering guidelines. Please go through all of them. It's all very interesting resources. Okay, let me wait, just give me a minute, I'll reset that. Right, so you can take your mobile phone. If you are connected to the mobile data, it's well and good. Otherwise, you can't take the quiz. Take your mobile phone, scan to the QR code. You'll be able to join the quiz. I see Alini has joined. Lokesh Kumar. You can see your name over there once you join. Good. So please give your at least first name identification. Don't give the names like 727621. If the QR code is not working, you can go to slido.com and feed the number which has been displayed over there. Expecting more participants. Don't worry, this is not used for the assessment of your participation. Just this is for fun. Just know how you can make the interaction in every class. So I just want to see how much you have understood about these principles which I have taught. All of you joined? Anyone? Still trying to join? Any issues? Shall we go ahead with the quiz? There are about 10 questions if I'm right. You're still joining? Done? Right. So this is the first question. You have 60 seconds to answer. Hope you are able to answer that. You are able to answer? Good. Last 10 seconds. You're done? We'll pull the results. So that's how you answered. I still do not know what is the right answer. Let's see. That's principle number 7. Right? Only 38% of the people have answered. Let's see who has answered. Gayatri is number 1, ranking number 1. Who is that? Good. So you answered in 22 seconds. Time also does matter, so please answer quickly so that this will be counted. This is just the starting. Another 9 questions are there. The leaderboard will change. Let's try the second one. Be ready. Which principle suggests using phrases like start now or click here to begin? Almost done. So here is the answer. Use natural language directives is the most opted. Let's see the result. Use affirmative directives. And again, Gayatri reminds number 1. Good. Let's go ahead with the next one. So it's about the demographic. That's the keyword here. Right? You got the answers. Integrate intended audience. I hope that's the right answer. Yes. And again, good. Consistent. Nice. Let's go. Next one. I think there is a lot of relevance between the question and answer. So let's see. Last 10 seconds. Done. Okay, that's the right answer. Most of you. Oh, the leaderboard is changing now. Still. Let's see the next one. So the headings like instructions or FAQs or anything that you want in your result. Almost there. Done. %60 with choice A. That's right. Good. Divya is leading. Who is Divya? Good, ma'am. Good. Nice competition. When crafting prompts, which principle suggests using language such as please proceed to or ensure you to direct actions? And there's a clue. There's a clue in the question. This is a nice contest between teachers and students, so let's see who's going to win. Again, choice A. And don't think that all choice A's are correct. Okay? Oh, leaderboard has been changed completely. Ma'am, Divya ma'am, you are in the top 5, still you can lead. Kritika. So now, okay, good. Thank you. Next. Don't always think A is right. The last two questions I'll wind up in 30 seconds, okay? Now another 5 seconds I'll wind up. Ma'am? Okay. Let me give full time now. From the next question, it will only 30 seconds. Right? I told you don't take option A always. Let's see. Okay, so that's second option. Now Kirtika madam still remaining top. Come on. Next one. Be ready. 30 seconds only. All right. Again, first option. Madam, you are leading the board. Good. Nice competition. Okay, 2 more questions, 30 seconds each. $15 seconds more. I'm going to stop at 30. Done. Option A is right again. Madam, good that you are maintaining the consistency. Come on. Last question. Ready? 30 seconds to decide the leaderboard. 7 seconds. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go. Let's see which is the right option. Option C. Great. Sudha madam, give her a big round of applause. Sriniti. Who's Sriniti? Good. Congratulations. Sam Suresh. Good. All are faculty only? All are faculty? This is Sriniti student. Okay. So faculty leads the board. Good. So please remember, this shows that anyone who knows prompt engineering properly can handle the tools. Doesn't matter, irrespective of the age, irrespective of your learning capacities, you should know how to give instructions as a prompt. Okay? Right. I have few activities after this. Anyways, I'll share the slides. I have taken it from the University of Victoria's prompt engineering course. A few activities are given here, like what is a bad prompt, what is a good prompt, how you can convert a bad prompt into a good prompt by adding few more things into your prompts. Okay, how to improve your prompts. That's what is given here. So before that, I'll just take you to a few websites which can essentially give you the idea of how to utilize tools other than your regular ChatGPT and stuff. And by the way, for preparing these slides, I have used a variety of GenAI tools. Okay, even the questions also. I have just put all the contents, thrown it into LLM, asked it to prepare the questions with multiple choice answers. And only thing is, I have collected, arranged, used tools like Slido, fed the questions into Slido, brought it into the PowerPoint slides, and I'm presenting it. Okay. I have used Copilot, ChatGPT, and I'll show you another one which I frequently use called Notebook LM. I mean, see, as you asked before, the Pro version uses the latest model. So I have a subscription, so I use that. This is another very interesting tool by Google. It's called Notebook LM. So, see, look at this here. I also have referred prompt engineering here. This is my notebook which I have already prepared. So, interesting thing here is, this is just beyond your text results. Okay, so what you can do is, you throw a document. It could be in terms of a video link, or it could be an URL, it could be a file, or it could be simple text. So you can add a resource here. So whatever, like Google Drive documents, link to a website or YouTube, paste a text. So put that over here, and once it is added, you will have a similar ChatGPT kind of interface in which you can throw your prompt. Okay. Now, one interesting thing is, on the right side you can see there is a studio. So this studio gives me a podcast kind of thing which gives you interaction between two people about the topic that I have thrown here. So it says deep dive conversation, 2 hosts, only in English it supports. Later years it might support all the languages. So if I generate this, it will take a few minutes. So it will generate a kind of audio podcast on the topic that I have shown. This is very interesting, very useful, because people will listen to some things and understand better. Okay, instead of someone teaching, if you listen to 2 people conversation on the topic, this generates a very interesting conversation. Like it looks as if it is live. Okay, so I've created using this one about a few podcasts. And another tool that I use is called HeyGen, which is actually a video generator. If any of you are video content makers, okay, so I use this for my YouTube channels. Right. So this is my channel. I'll show you the video that I have generated using this HeyGen tool. I don't know if you could hear that. I've created a small video from a clip that is actually not for this video. I have taken it from another clip. And I have given a script by myself. For that script, the avatar that I have created speaks, which has not been actually created. Okay, look at this here. So this is some of the avatars that I have created. You can actually, these are all the AI based avatars. They are not real. Okay, they are all AI based avatars. You can use them for your videos. I think I'll show you my. Right, I think this one. We check one video. I have used it for creating a Korean language. You can see that the subscribe and share, I have not spoken. The avatar, and I have given the text to speak, it actually spoke what I gave as a script. Yes. No. You can make a difference actually. Most of these avatars were created almost the same time. Okay. You can see my hair in two different videos. I have a very short hair. That was the actual video, right? This one. But this one was pulled from another video which I have created in my channel earlier. Okay, you can see here I have long back I have created few videos. From that video I have pulled it. Where is it? Yes. From any video. It's not necessarily that you have to speak on that particular topic. It can be anything. Yes. Yes. See, from this list, view full playlist. You can see here, this is the video which I have used it. It's a totally different topic. I was talking in Tamil about JEE main and other things. Long back it's recorded. I've used a part of this clip to generate a new avatar. Okay, it has generated. And from this, where is it? Yeah, here. 2 seconds, 2 seconds, 2 minutes. from the wordings itself is not spoken by me, but it has taken from my voice. My voice also has been customized for the language that speak. So this is for the content creation. There are so many other tools which are, this is what I spoke in Korean. Okay, you can see here, this actually was a small clip I recorded for a few seconds. That's actually Korean. No, I spoke something else actually. I spoke generally about myself. From that video, it has extracted my facial expressions, and you can see here, there are some expressions which are repeating. There are some expressions if you carefully watch. Okay, there are some expressions which are repeatedly coming, which you will not notice properly unless you are very keen in noticing it. See, look at that. That eye movement keeps coming again and again. And the interesting thing is the lip sync. It doesn't even look like watching a dubbed movie. Okay, so now anyone can speak any language. Now Rajnikant can speak Japanese directly. Okay, so that is possible now. That is so close up. It is not even long shots. It's very close up shots, and it not much of time required. It's all generated by the tool online. You don't have to install the tool. It's all happening in the cloud itself. Right, so this LLM tool, you can see here, this is the podcast it has created for 15 minutes. I play it. One female voice. I mean, two female voices, they are talking to each other about this topic. Oh no, there is a male voice. Right, you got it, right? So you can create on anything. Agent, yes. And this is in Notebook LM. And if you if you go to Copilot, it is already integrated into your Office 365. You can now Microsoft Copilot. It is not Office 365 anymore. It's called Copilot itself. So from your mobile phone itself, you can see that all are integrated. So wherever possible, as a teacher, as a student, you can use these tools, and don't get frustrated just because it is asking for you to pay the subscription. Okay, unless it is required, I don't think so. You need a subscription for that. Okay, most of them are okay for your education purpose. I think Dr. Surendran will speak more about the tools. One is the SciSpace, which we use frequently for our research purposes. So I give a paper title recently. Okay, so vision tasks using LLM, vision language models. Right, so I just have put vision tasks using vision language models. It will give me the latest papers released in this particular domain, and you can actually extract it asks few questions. You can enhance it for object detection in real time. Yes. No, actually, this gives you an interesting. Okay, here let's say. Right. So there is one one query that I have already put, I'll just put it here. And also, if you have a PDF file, you can upload it here by clicking chat with PDF. And from the PDF file, it extracts and then gives you what you want from a paper. And in fact, you can build your own chatbot using a website called chatbase.co. Not all, yes, not all. Unless your institution has subscribed and IP based, otherwise it'll give you only open access papers. Yeah, it all depends on the paper copyrights. If the publisher is not giving, you cannot access it. No, abstract you can obviously see. Abstract you can see. Abstract you can see list of citations you can take. Okay, this is your chat base. So what you can do is you can build your own customized chatbot. Again, I copy some sites like this. Okay, say prompt engineering guidelines. So let me take this link, copy this. Build your agent. Okay, let me give the website, fetch links. It actually fetches the content from that link and it will build the chatbot. Yes, only from that link. Yes, it's better than building your own RAG. Okay, so it has pulled all of them. I think it should work. Yeah, actually the limit, you can see this is free version, so limit is available. So there are so many other tools which keep emerging. Even you can see here the answer from top 5 papers are given here. This is what I said, the papers, and you can give the columns. Like I want insights here. I want to know what are the methods used. I want to know what are the limitations of these papers. And I also know if there is any research gap. So it gives me top 5 papers, 10 papers, and it gives me all those insights, methods used, limitations, research gap. This is from each of these papers, and you can download this paper here. If you click on the PDF, you will get the paper. If you want more on this, you can create a podcast, you can have a chat on this paper. There are so many things available on this particular space. I think you'll hear more about these kind of tools from the speakers who are coming in the next few sessions. Any questions you have, you can ask me. No questions? Yeah, ma'am. Yes. Right, thank you so much.